Hello, y'all on YouTube. This is Rob, Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a review impressions all in one of a knife I got a chance to handle and borrow from someone at Blade Show Atlanta. Ryan Johnson, thank you so much for allowing me to check this out. Yeah, let's take a look at this knife. All right, today we're looking at the Blaurock BRB4 Style number 3. It's the Jigged titanium. This is a very unique design, German made. Ryan was able to get one of these at Blade Show Atlanta. He got a couple of real big banger knives. I mean, I'm jealous of the two other knives he got. One of them I've owned. Actually, I've owned every one of them except for this one. But he got the Mojave full dress. I mean, he won the lottery. Just gorgeous, gorgeous knife. Then he also won or bought a Rosie XL. I had a Rosie XL. It's a knife that made me wish I had longer fingers. Just a gorgeous knife. I love my little Rosie. Still a fantastic knife, and I'm not going to get rid of it. But this one I've always heard about. Everyone's telling me, you should check this out. You need to try it. You need to try it. It is unique. Is it within my aesthetic? I am not sure. So we're going to talk about this, because when I first handled it, I will have to tell you, I think Ryan and I both kind of like, you know, it's like we hear about it, we got it. And then you're like, I'll tell you. Okay, so just so you know off the top of that, if you flip slowly, you're gonna catch like this every time. This is meant to be a quick flip, right? It's meant to be a very quick flip when you do this, so be quick about it. I don't think the flipping is the predominant one. It's this fuller with the 3 different holes. So it's absolutely fantastic flipper. And it works great left-handed. And it works great rolling it open, right? So nice in that regard. The flipper does work as long as you quickly move out of the way, because what's going to happen is this tang of the blade that actually stops on the pin right here. It's technically, I guess the tang is down here where it engages. You see that? But this is the stop pin part of the blade, which is still back of the blade, so tang of the blade, whatever. But this is the tang that actually engages on the lock bar right here. Now there is let's take a look. I think there is a steel bar insert over travel stop. Yep, there sure is. Look at that. Yeah, and there is the ceramic ball, which is a round one. Okay, and I do believe, yeah, there's no over travel stop there. So I think that's cool. All right, very, very good. I like that. I think that's pretty neat. Quick interruption there. Yeah, so I like a lot of things about this knife. The more I handle it, the action is really quite comfortable. Again, I will tell you, I don't think the style has necessarily grown upon me. I don't think I've come to the point where I think like, yeah, I love this blade. I'm absolutely gonna get one. But they do have a different version of a knife that I really like and would very much wish I had seen. It's a little slimmer, a little sleeker, a little more EDC kind of friendly as far as I'm concerned. This is a Tanto blade with a dual grind, hollow grind here, flat grind up here. It is step milled, beautifully step milled. We'll take a look at it here in just a second, but you've got to see the step milling. Just look at it, how it goes up here and then follows it up. It follows those lines perfectly. I don't think I've ever seen that. Maybe it's like that on all the other ones, but it's just perfect off of the hollow going over here to the flat grind. I think that's really amazing. Then you got the satin finish here, then you got this milled here, and the jig is really nice. The jig milling, and then this fantastic big old clip. It is a little strong on top, so it will catch if you know, depending. This right here is a little sharp. To me, that will be a pocket shredder, unfortunately. There's some great weight relief you can see on the inside. Steel bar insert over travel stop, which I think is great. The hidden hardware over here, you got a minimal clip, you know, screw there. This does take a proprietary kind of a custom screw, so there's no way I would ever try to take this apart and check for any sort of hardware on the inside. There's just not even my knife, and I'm not ever going to do that. So I think it's a beautiful knife. I like everything about it. The aesthetics, I think, is gorgeous. I think it's just absolutely stunning. Titanium jigged scale with a back spacer, milled deep pocket carry clip. Follows the curve and the shape and the ergonomics of the blade. Hidden hardware. You've got a MagnaCut blade right here that's hardened to HRC. If I'm not mistaken, it was HR. Oh, sorry, this is RWL34. I don't know why I said MagnaCut. Well, hold on. Maybe the Blade Show was different. I think I'm gonna look. I thought there was a COA inside here. Yeah, there is. It is RWL34. I was wrong. Sometimes some of these guys will use a different steel for like a blade show special, and not in this case. By the way, in case you're curious, it does come in this really nice case here, which is sealed. Kind of reminds you of like almost a Pelican case. And then you get this really nice cloth with there. I mean, it is pretty nice. So you didn't get this with the unboxing experience, but you get this really nice Blaurock blade. Look at that knight with the armor there and everything. That's kind of nice. I think that's really cool. Nice little, oh wait, I didn't even see the back. Hold on. Jan Ol Blaurock knife maker, CNC custom knives manufactured in Germany. So there you go, right? I said it was made in Germany, and there's the pudding. There's the proof in the pudding, right, so to speak. And, oh, by the way, the COA is in here underneath. Here's this card, if you're ever curious for Blaurock blades. But here's the COA. It's the BRB, batch February 2025, RWL34 titanium. I guess the birth date is 5/25/25, right? So, very, very cool. You know what? I keep thinking like I already did this review, but I think I talked about this in some of the Blade Show acquisitions. I talked about that I had a chance to check one of these out, and it wasn't quite my unboxing. So I keep having in the back of my mind, I've already talked about all of this. And that's also because I shared this probably on the live stream already. All right. Knife maker, Blaurock Blades. You saw the name, the designer, the name of the knife is the BRB. BRB4 Style 3. RWL34, hardened to 6263, which is really good. Jigged titanium, hidden hardware, we talked about that. Caged ceramic ball bearings in there. It does have, it's not great chamfering. Yeah, it sticks up a little bit. It does stick up a little bit. It's a little cut relief. You can definitely see it sticking up. Wish it was a little bit more. It's not uncomfortable. I will say that. It's not uncomfortable, but you know, I can get away with it. I just hope over time that wouldn't be an issue, right? For someone who's got big old meaty fingers like me. So, interesting blade. I know when you buy these and then they resell, they go up really crazy. I don't know why, but they do. But it's a beautiful knife. I like it. I like it. For what it is and who made it, it's gorgeous. I like his other design a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie. And when I saw he had another design, I was a bit jealous because I didn't know that. That'd be something I definitely would want to pursue, right? The steel RWL34, if you're not familiar, it's a great steel. It's a base core of Damasteel. So if you're not familiar with Damasteel, the company, they actually make their Damascus Damasteel, and then they also make RWL34, which is part of the core, and I think it's mixed with like ABL or ABL or something like that. That's how they get the Damasteel. But this is RWL34, which is similar to CPM 154, which is nice because you can do things. You can heat treat. It's easier to work with. You can polish. There's a lot of nice things that can happen with this steel. So I think that's nice. And I understand why makers make it. It's also powdered steel, which I think is great. You know, I think anytime you're going to do that, powdered steel is going to definitely be the way to go. The structure of the steel will be better. All right, so the opening and closing is pretty nice. I mean, the flipper is not my favorite. It's just, it's there as like an afterthought, right? I almost wish it wasn't because it's very frustrating. I'm not a fan of it, right? The fuller is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, if you could do a flipper delete, I would, but this does not encourage or welcome a flipper delete. One, just because of the way it is. It's just, it doesn't work that way. And I think the blade stop is right there. Yeah, it's right behind that flipper delete. So you can't do it. I'm sure somebody could, but I wouldn't recommend it. The action is beautiful. It is very smooth. It does close nicely. I will tell you, the reverse and the thumb flicking is really nice. If you just use the fuller, the thumb holes fuller. Really, it's a fuller only. I think that's great. The blade itself is a cool blade shape. We talked about it already being a tanto blade with a dual grind. It's kind of got a flat back stop, a flat back. What do they call it? My goodness, I can't talk. A straight back blade. But it's a tanto, so you know, I'll take it for what it is. Still, I think it's pretty cool. It's not your traditional like Japanese tanto, but it's definitely a tanto. It does have a little point there. You do have two different angles. You got to, you know, sharpen that, and then you got to sharpen that separately, right? Beautiful polished edge, I guess it got polished a little bit. So very nice. And again, it does close pretty nicely. It's pretty, I mean, it is It is rather smooth, and I do like that. It tells me that his other knives are going to be amazing. You know, this is definitely out there, and some of you guys really love out there, and so this is going to appeal to you. I get it. I get it. It's not my cup of tea, but it is well made. There's no question about that. I cannot deny that. I cannot deny even the way this is made, as goofy as I think it is. And I do. I think it's a little goofy. It works. It absolutely works, and it's comfortable. Yeah, I feel like George Washington. I cannot tell a lie. I must tell you that it's nice. The aesthetics and the ergos and the shapes and the geometry of everything is what really is appealing. While it's so outside my aesthetic, everything comes together geometrically in a very pleasing, soothing way. So if you're like an engineer, if you're this architect, if you're all about OCD, about ratios, you're all about angles and flows and how everything fits together, I get it. I get how he got all this geometry to flow together. It is quite beautiful. I mean, just take a look at that. Look at the geometry here, here, over here, and how all those angles work together. And they really do. They complement one another. You look at the angle here and here, you'll see that there's some symmetry, right? You see the flatness here, there's some symmetry. You see the roundness, there's some symmetry. Very round to the round pivot collar, so it complements it, right? You even got the roundness going on here with the clip, and the roundness with the handle back here. But again, no sharp spots. Everything's super comfortable. That to me is a sign of a maker. I'm looking for things. I'm trying to feel it. This is probably the most disappointing, I would have to say, is this right here. It's a little sharp. And I have noticed some custom knife makers don't really care much. You know, they don't care that this is sharp. And to me, because the clip goes right over that, this is sharp enough that it's a pocket shredder. And that's the bummer. And I know that because I've shredded a lot of pockets and a lot of jeans and slacks. So I wish that were a little different. I wish that were a little different. I don't know. I should probably see. Maybe his fancy knife over here. What is it? The BRB42A, he calls it. I don't see any pictures of it. It's cool, though. It is cool looking. I like it. All right, so opening, closing the blade, we talked about step milling, all that good stuff. Measurements. Let's do some measurements here. Let me get my scale over here. I'm going to guess it's about 3.5 to 4 ounces. I don't know. I could be wrong. But it feels like about 3.5 to 4 ounces. 3.6 ounces. So not heavy. Not terribly large, massive, but certainly not skinny and small. There's my ruler. Okay, so let's see. What are we talking about overall length? We're looking at a knife that's 7 3/4 of an inch. Looking at the handle right here, about 3 1/4 inch. But if you choke up, you've got about 3 3/4 inch. If you use this back spot here, like this is a finger flips over here, you could probably get 3 3/4. And if with a choke up position, you can probably get 4 1/4. Just telling you. And what I mean by choke up, like my hand could work well there. It holds there nicely, but my hands aren't that big that I have to go over there. Now it does come up here, but it doesn't limit you. It doesn't like automatically scoop you in completely. It's a little more than I'd care for, but it doesn't scoop you in completely. So I think that's good. All right, so we're looking at about 3 1/16 from the tip to the back, so definitely over 3 inches. Keep that in mind. The blade length here is 3 1/4, so cutting length 3 1/4. All right, so that cannot be avoided. Just always keep your local knife laws and other things in mind. I don't want to knock over my scale because it's over there. All right, let's make sure. Did I turn this off? Good. I've left the calibers on before way too long. All right, so let's see. What are we talking about? 120, 130, 133.5, 133 thousandths or 134 thousandths of an inch. So 0.134, 133 thousandths of an inch. It's not a super thin blade. It's not a super crazy Medford over the top ridiculous blade, right? It's got some thickness to it, but it's strong. It does come out here with a swedge to a nice pokey tip, but it's pretty strong all the way through the tip. I like that. I think that's really good. All right, so what's the knife category for one of these guys? Well, they're not cheap. They're just not. They're not cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know what he paid at Blade Show, and that's probably a Blade Show discount, I'm sure. And you know, you didn't have to ship him international, so I think he paid somewhere around $700 for this. From what I hear, it's about 800, maybe more, if you buy it, and then you got to pay probably the VAT tax and some other things. So I mean, I can see this knife being $850, $950, you know, when it's all said and done, shipping cost, all that stuff. So it's not a cheap knife. It's definitely a custom knife with CNC machining. So some of you guys may say, well, nothing can be custom if there's any CNC machining. Great. That's your definition. You go with it. Stick with it. Be strong in it. I don't agree. I think you can have custom with CNC because there's so many hand touches that bring this knife together to making sure like backspacers, everything fit, the little tuning things that they do on a knife, make sure it's absolutely centered. There's a lot of things that go into this that really requires that custom small batch, small shop, hands-on. And this definitely has it for sure, right? So this is definitely going to be in the mid-tech to custom range. So it's definitely well above the higher end knives. So what's the purpose of this knife? EDC, hard use collection piece? Absolutely all the above, sure. Some people, this might be a collection, you know, safe queen. You'd never touch it. Fair enough. It's your collection, it's your knives, you do you. However, I think you could absolutely EDC this. I think it would be a great EDC. Hard use, if you've got the money, you don't care, sure, go for it. I don't know if I'd hard use. Even when I carry nice knives, I always carry a second blade, a fixed blade, a little slip joint, something that I can beat up in case I'm in a situation where I don't want to, you know, ruin a nice knife. And this is definitely a nice knife, for sure, right? So I would say EDC for sure, collection piece for sure. I'd say hard use, that's up to you and your wallet. So definitely, I think it would do the job, but not many people would probably do really crazy hard use with this one. I do hard use with some crazy knives though. I used to do my McNeese Mac II, but then I upgraded to the Tonto, but then I got the Dixon, so the Dixon's like that. My TRM Atom has always been a hard use knife, so I love doing that. So, you know, 6 of one, half dozen the other. It's up to you. It really comes down to you. All right, let's talk about the overall ergos, feel, and action. The handles are very comfortable. Even though it's not aesthetically my ideal looking knife, they're comfortable. The opening and closing is solid, especially if you use the fuller, multiple thumb holes, whatever you want to call it, but I can call it a fuller. It's spot on. It's perfect. It's flawless, right? I enjoy that. Now, the flipper is a little something to be desired. As long as you know, quickly get out of the way, it's fine. But the one time you forget, there you go, right? Just keep that in mind. So for some, that might be a deal breaker and get really frustrating. And for me, it would probably be a little annoying after a while. So opening and closing is really good. It's really good. Wish the flipper was just a little bit different. Just a little bit different. Textures is great. This jigged texturing is fantastic. The chamfering all the way around is wonderful. There is a lanyard hole, so you know people will rejoice. There's no jimping on top, so keep that in mind. But it is a pretty solid knife. It's more of a high-end knife, so I don't know how much jimping you'd really want. Can definitely choke up. You've got that like sort of I don't know. You're still on the scale, so it's not technically choking up on the blade, but you're choking up closer to the blade, maybe. What else? Ergos and action and design, flow, function, all the overall feels, everything together. How does it feel? You know, I may not be 100% on board with the design. I don't hate it. I think there's a lot of incredible, interesting, unique geometry going on here that I really dig. I really do. I dig how he aligns everything. And it's a lot of thought into this, right? Everything has to line up, or else, you know, someone with OCD, you don't have that. You've got to be spot on. You got to have tight tolerances. So I think this does it really well. So yeah, the action is beautiful, especially when you drop. It really does. You got better and better, right? I don't use this. It's not my knife, so I don't do any hard use. I haven't cut anything with it. It's just a knife to try out and experience. I got to get this back to the owner. The function, ergonomics, all that works really, really surprisingly well. Even this clip, which is kind of goofy, doesn't have a super hot spot. I can feel it, but it's not crazy hot spot, right? And when you choke up, it's even better. So there you go. Fidget factor. I would say the fuller and the thumb hole, you know, this kind of way is fantastic. I would give that a 3, maybe even a 3.5. Because it has a flipper, it's a little extra bonus. I'll give it a 4. It's going to give you most a half. It doesn't do much. And by bringing in the flipper, it's the fidgety goodness is going to go down a little bit, right? So the fidget factor scale, I'm going to give it a 4. It'd be a 3.5 without the flipper. So you can see the fuller. It's outstanding, really great job. If you never use a flipper, you'll be a happy man, happy lady, right? So there you go. However, if you do the flipper, you do you, but right? So my fidgety goodness. Without the flipper, the fidgety goodness on this thing would probably be close to 100%. It really would. With this flipper, it goes to 90. I'm going to still give it an A because everything else is so good. That's the only reason why it still gets an A minus. Only reason. But the flipper literally took major points off. Almost dropped it, knocked it down a whole grade. Just my opinion, this particular flipper, I'm not a fan of. Some of you guys are going to love the flipper. I don't know about the BRB42A. I hope it's, I don't know if it's a front flipper, if it's just a fuller only, whatever. It looks cool. It looks very cool. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's handled that one yet. It looks like it might also be top liner lock or something, but that's another. I can't really, I'm getting distracted. Squirrel. So I'm going to give this a 90. Overall, final thoughts, what I think about it. Well, initially, I didn't like it. I didn't like the look of it. Thought it was goofy. When I first handled it, I didn't really. And then the more I handle it, the more I felt like, I understand. I get it. I see the design aesthetic and the design elements in here. I love the details on here. I love the geometry, the angles, everything coming together. I love the little finishes. I think it's all fantastic. I think it has a lot to be said for this knife. And I think because of all of that execution is so outstanding, you know, it's a great, it really is a good knife. Is it going to be a favorite? Absolutely not. Will never be a favorite for me. Will I recommend this knife? If you like the looks, if the aesthetics appeal to you, if the flipper is not a big deal here, okay, that's my ifs, that's my caveat right there. So just keep that in mind. If those things don't bother you and those things aren't important to you, I will say, yes, it's a recommended knife, right? If any of those things are an issue for you, I would say no. So I'm going to put it as a recommended knife. Would I buy it? No, it's not my favorites. There's no way. Nope. The aesthetic's too crazy. But that BRB42A certainly has some appeal to me. Way more appeal than this one. So I would love to get a chance to check that out at some point. But this is a nice knife. It's executed well. I cannot, like I said earlier, like George Washington, I cannot tell a lie. It's executed really well. And I just messed up the flipper right there. But you've just got to make sure you clear that flipper. I mean, it's like, you know, you can't hesitate. You can't hesitate. If you hesitate a little bit, here, let me show you. If I just hesitate a little bit, there, I hit it. I stopped it. So, but the fuller is money every time. It's absolutely money every time. You can slow roll it and all sorts of good stuff. Beautiful edge, beautiful tanto, beautiful step milling, all that good stuff. Just nice. So that's why it's recommended with the caveat. If you like the aesthetics, if you don't mind the flipper, recommend it. If any of those things bother you, really want to think twice about it. If the aesthetics doesn't appeal to you, don't get it just because somebody else has it and says it's an amazing knife. Buy what you love. I'm telling you, if you don't like the way it looks, I mean, it can feel great, and that might win you over. That could be enough for some people, right? But if you don't like the way the knife looks, no matter how great it is, after a while, you're just not going to be it's not going to appeal to you. You're not going to be drawn to it. You want a knife that really speaks to you. I will tell you, this speaks to me more than it did before, and especially knowing now that he has some other styles that I really like. So I love what he did here because I can see some of those elements in the other knife. It looks like a later design. So to me, that's super cool. That's super cool. And that's why I love different phases of design, right? Because you can design something that I might not like at all. I might even, I might think it's horrible. Just my personal opinion, because it's not my aesthetic, right? It's okay. We can not like things that people say are amazing, but I can still say it's an amazing knife, even if I don't like the aesthetic, right? I have that right. So do you. But I can see that those design elements coming through in his other designs, and I love that. I love some of those little finishes, those little angles, those little attention to detail and geometry. That's why it's recommended, and that's why I'm very happy I got a chance to check out Blaurock Blades. I was really very impressed with them. So definitely someone out of my wheelhouse, but I'm glad I stepped out of my wheelhouse. One, because this is all I knew, and I was like, okay, and I didn't hate it, right? There's a lot to be said here. But then when I saw the BRB42A, I was like, oh my gosh, that's totally in my wheelhouse. I would never have known. I would never have known. So thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you. Hopefully someday I get a chance to check out the BRB42A. If any of you guys have one, let me know. I'd love to borrow it from you guys just to get a chance to experience. I would do the same thing with this. Take care of it very carefully. Wouldn't do any hard juice, wouldn't cut anything. I haven't done anything like that with this at all. Beautiful, beautiful knife. So thank you. All right. that's enough. That's a lot of thoughts here. But you know, there's a lot to be said here. A lot of thought. I had a lot of thoughts about this knife. I really did. I really thought long and hard about it. So there's a lot that went into this. A lot of brain power, a lot of cells. You might have seen a little smoke, you know, drifting down here from my ears. But anyways, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or entertaining, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. Subscribing and liking the videos, it really does help me. It allows me to do more things, produce more things, do more things ultimately for you guys. Seriously, I'm monetized. You watch the videos, it helps me out. It allows me to keep this channel going. So thank you. Thank you for everyone who watches the videos, who comments, who's part of the live stream, who's part of the chat on the live streams, who's just in the whole community. I appreciate you. Thank you. Sincerely, thank you. Also, a big shout out and thank you to my channel members. Oh, real quick, before that, if you haven't already, hit that notification button down below. That way you can be notified of future content like this and other videos. Don't forget that notification button. And also, big shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate you. You do two amazing things for me as well. And I mean that specifically because I interact more with the channel members. We have, you know, special places to comments to talk and things like that. So, and yeah. So if you're a channel member, you encourage me. You really do. I don't do this full time. I'm part time. Totally making you aware of that. But I enjoy doing this, and a lot of it has to do with the channel members and your encouragement, and I appreciate that. I just want to tell you that. Thank you. Sincerely, thank you. Also, because of your generous support in supporting me as well in the channel, you do allow me to do things that I didn't think I could do. Like I'm able to do a weekly budget banger giveaway each week, and that has a lot to do with you guys. I appreciate that. There's a lot of the things I couldn't cover if I tried to do the budget banger giveaway, and other content would suffer, right? Or you know, I would just have content and there would be no giveaways, right? So I appreciate you guys. You're very instrumental in that, which is nice. It's nice because I want people who come here and check some of these knives out. Sometimes it's nice to give some of them away. It really is. It's cool for them to experience them. I think that's really nice. Also, the other things you allow me to do is check out other knives like this one. This is a borrowed knife. I got to ship this back. It's going to cost money. It's $700. I got to insure it for $700. It's like a $35, $40 shipping cost, right? I do 5 or 6 of these knives. That's $200. That's not even mind the giveaways. So then you can get to $300, $400 a month in shipping. It's a lot of money. A lot of my income goes to shipping. If it wasn't for you channel members, there's no way I could check out some of these knives. I'd be so upside down. I mean, I'm not right side up yet. Channel's doing better. It's growing thanks to you guys, and I'm very, 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 very grateful for that. But I do this because I love it, and I do this because I love knives. So I just want you to know that. A lot of that has a lot to do with you guys. So it's a small way for me to say thank you. What I do as well is I want to do 2 things. I do a sticker for all brand new channel members. So if you're a brand new channel member, email me with your name and address. I'd love to send you a channel sticker and a little thank you note. Yes, actually a handwritten thank you note. Also, I do a once a month members exclusive giveaway. So each week we'll have a budget banger giveaway, but that one week in the month when we have the members giveaway, there'll be 2 giveaways. That members will be eligible for both. Everyone else will be just eligible for the regular budget banger giveaway. So yeah, I do that for you channel members. A small way for me to say thank you. I'd love to give each one of you a knife, but the next best thing I could do is give an opportunity for everyone to get a knife. So, and I make sure it's a little nicer than a budget banger giveaway for the members. It's usually $100 or above, you know, something kind of nice, you know, something hopefully you'd love to get yourself or give as a gift. So hopefully that's of interest to you. If any of you guys are interested in that and you say, hey, I'd like to become a channel member, how do I do that? There's a link down below in the description. I have 3 different tiers. Would be honored, would be blown away, would be grateful if you became a member. But please, you do not have to be. Understand, you do not have to be. I enjoy and appreciate you just watching the videos, commenting, being part of the live stream. I really genuinely do. But if you happen to want to be a channel member because maybe the idea of the giveaway, maybe the sticker, maybe the emojis, maybe some of the exclusive content, maybe some of that appeals to you, I would be honored to have you as a channel member. Seriously, I really would. And, you know, I think it'd be pretty amazing. So just know that. Just know that. All right. Thank you to everybody. Appreciate you watching this video. If you got this far, cool. If you found this content fun, interesting, helpful, entertaining, would you please consider hitting that like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, maybe also consider hitting the subscribe button. Subscribing and liking the channel, it really does help me out. It allows me to do more things, produce more content, get more stuff, do more things for you guys. It legitimately does because of you guys. So thank you. Thank you to everyone out there. if you haven't already, maybe see, did I already ask you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because both those things work together. Oh, maybe also hit that notification button as well, so you can be notified of future content like this and other videos. You know, maybe you didn't know I had videos and you just stumble across this. You could be notified by hitting that notification button. It helps. I do that for a lot of channels that I enjoy. And I do watch a lot of channels. I do. I enjoy watching other content creators. So I really love having different perspectives. That's how I grow, listening to different perspectives. Now I get some of that from you guys, but I get it from other content creators as well. So, you know, I'm just like you. I enjoy good content. So just to let you know. So we talked about that. Appreciate you. Just lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. So if you've enjoyed this, you've enjoyed the content, you've liked, subscribed, you've enjoyed all that, you channel members, you support the channel, you're excited about that, I appreciate you. I appreciate every one of you. You've allowed me to do things, the stickers, the members giveaway we talked about, all of that stuff. And you want to be a member, talked about where it's down in the description, all the good stuff as well. I hope I talked about that because I can't quite remember. I had a brain fart there for a second. Please, please, please do consider, you know what, we're going to start over. If you found this content fun, interesting, or entertaining, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. Subscribing and liking the videos really helps me out, allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you to everyone out there who watches the videos, enjoys the content, part of the live streams, part of the chats, part of the whole community. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, maybe consider hitting that notification button down below as well, so you can be notified of future content like this and other videos. Big shout out to my channel members. I appreciate you. You guys do two amazing things for me. You encourage me. I don't do this full time, I'm part time. Thanks to you guys. You are a huge encouragement when, you know I love doing this, but it's always nice to have that interaction with you guys. You really do encourage me because you believe in me and the channel, and I'm humbled. I am totally humbled by that. And I want to do my best. You know, I want to do the best I can for you guys. So, yeah, you do that. The other thing you do that blows me away is because of your generous support and your memberships, you allow me to do things sooner than I thought I could. I do a once a week members exclusive, once a week channel budget banger giveaway for everybody. So once a week, everybody gets a chance for a giveaway, usually a budget banger. And that has a lot to do with you members, so thank you for that. You allow me to check out knives like this one. I have to ship it back. It's going to cost a lot of money. So thank you for that as well. Appreciate that. You also allow me to, you know, subscriptions, different memberships, then things I have to produce content like this video here that we're doing. I'm going to post edit. There's software I use. So thank you for all of that. Also, because of that, I try to do two exclusive things for you. I do a sticker and a thank you note to all my new channel members. So if you're a brand new channel member, email me with your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. That you just have to be an active member. That's the key, right? Active member. So it does apply to members who've been members all along and never got a sticker, never asked for one. And anyone who was a member became a member again, but never asked or never received a sticker, right? So if you never asked and you didn't receive a sticker, email me your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. Also, I do a once a month members exclusive giveaway. Try to make it a little bit better than a budget banger. Something definitely above $100. It's a small way for me to say thank you. Hopefully it's something you would enjoy receiving or giving as a gift. So we do each week a budget banger giveaway, but then that once a month, when we have the member, we do a budget banger giveaway. Then that once a month when we have the members exclusive giveaway, there's two giveaways, and members are eligible for both. Everyone else is only eligible for one. It's a small way for me to say thank you. I'd love to give each one of you a knife, but the closest thing I can do is give you a chance to win a knife. Also, thank you if you haven't already. Check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.